Hello, my name is Julie, and this is Stamp with Julie Baum. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a cute treat container that would be perfect for Christmas or really any occasion, but we're going to make a Christmas one. Let me show you a few finished ones, and then we will jump in and make one start to finish. So with the same reindeer paper, which is called Reindeer Days, I am going to show you this one, which is a finished one. So it's a little bag with a fold over top and a belly band to hold it closed. So I also did this one. Now this one is the same, but I made this one before my holiday glimmer paper arrived. And as soon as it did, I wanted to try some of that. And I just think that the glimmer paper is beautiful. So that one is our reindeer one. Then I used some more paper from that Reindeer Days packet of 12 by 12 paper. And this time I did a solid belly band and a little bit more natural with the pecan pie and the trees. So maybe not as glitzy. Then I made this one. This is with some retired paper from probably a couple of Christmases ago. But I cut out the trees using dies from Merriest Trees, which is still available, and then did my belly band and the Merry Christmas and the embellishments. And then the last one that I'll show you before we begin was made with Season of Green and Gold. And so this is lovely with the little gold accents. So I've got some gold glimmer paper here and here. And you can see just how elegant and beautiful that one looks. All right, so we are going to begin, and I know that I'm going to need a corner rounder, and it's not within reach, so let me reach for that. Stampin' Up currently doesn't offer a corner rounder, and this is an old one that I've had for a long time, but you can definitely find a corner rounder on Amazon, and I did locate one, and I put a link down below this video in the description box in case you want to find that, and it helps you get to a corner rounder a little bit faster. All right, so to make this project, you're going to need a 6 by 12 piece of paper. So you have to be careful. You don't want to fall in love with a 6 by 6 and want to make this project. You have to start with a 12 by 12 and then cut it in half at 6. And so you will be able to make 2 of these out of 1 sheet of paper. Also, direction. So if the piece that you've chosen has a direction to it, this is the way that it needs to be cut. You don't want your reindeers to be sideways. So the long side 12, the short side 6, and we're going to do some scoring. Now ignore my markers. I'm teaching a class here in a couple hours, and those are preset for my class later. So I will just tell you where the score lines are going to be. So we have a score at 3 3/4, 5 3/4, these are inches, 9 1/2 inches, and 11 1/2 inches. Then you're going to turn the paper just a 1/4 turn clockwise and score at 1 1/4 on this end, which is going to be the bottom. And then we need 1 1/4 from this side also. So to me, it's fastest just to flip it around and do my 1 1/4 at this point. And that's our scoring. All right, we're going to do a little bit of cutting. So let's start with this end here that has that narrow fold. Okay, it's just that narrow panel down here. We're going to start with that. The long piece in the middle is going to be the tab, how we actually connect our piece of paper together to create the box. So that's going to be our tab. I want to remove this rectangle, this tiny little piece here, and also this side. Now, what I will often do, and I'll do it this time as well, is on my piece that is going to be the tab that connects things, I'm just going to make a little wedge like so. All right, the next thing is to go ahead and fold on that bottom crease. Go ahead and fold the top crease. And then bend and fold on each of those ones going along the sides. So you've just folded on each of those score lines that you made, okay? So now it's nice and flexible. All right, what I'm going to do is down here at the bottom, I'm gonna snip right there between these segments, and they are right where the score lines fall. I have a cord here that keeps, you see that cord? That keeps falling down in my view. I'm trying to deal with it as I'm stamping and talking. Okay, so snip and snip and snip. You'll do that 3 times. All right, now with the 2 longer rectangles, we're going to ignore those. So I'm tucking mine out of the way so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, we're going to ignore those 2 long ones. And on these 2 shorter ones, we're going to put our little wedge on these tabs. Then we've only got a little bit more cutting to do, and we will be ready to assemble. All right, now let me show you how this is going to go, and that will help you to understand how to determine what is going to happen up here. So this little flap is going to seal to this side like that. And I always like to have my seam in the back. So that is going, this corner edge is going to become the back of my project, which means this is the front. The section that is in the back is the one that we're going to keep. Okay, let me say that again. Here's our paper. This little tab is going to get adhesive on it. I'm going to flip the whole thing so you can see. This is going to get adhesive on it, and it's going to seal to this. I want this to be in the back. All right, so this is the front. These are the 2 sides. This is the back. That back piece is the only one that we're going to keep. So once you've identified it, okay, another way to look at it is it's the exact opposite side of this tab. That's the one we're keeping. All the rest of this is coming off. Okay, so I've determined which one needs to stay. And now all the rest of these top ones are coming off. So I'm just cutting right along the score line. And yes, if you would want to grab your paper trimmer, you could stick this in, drop the blade at this point, and do a cut. My paper trimmer is ready for class, so it's in another room. So I'm just going to use my scissors to show how you cut that off. Now, paper trimmer would be a lot straighter, and I can tell that I need to clean this up a teeny bit right here. There we go. All right, so now let me show you what the piece looks like. All right, there's the tab where we're going to put the whole thing together on the side. This is the only tab from the top sections that we want to keep. All right? All right, so let's put this together. And, oh, this is where our corner rounder comes in. We're going to take the corner rounder to this section that we have left. And this piece is not, this step is not critical. So if you don't have a corner rounder or you just don't want to do this step, you don't need to, but it does look kind of nice. All right, so I have rounded the corners of that flap. This is going to become the flap that closes when the box is shut. Okay, let's get some adhesive. You could use whatever your favorite is. The one that is within reach for me right now is my multi-purpose glue. So I'm going to put some adhesive on this tab, and I'm going to not overdo it because I don't really want it to ooze out and get stickiness on other areas. And then this is one of those great projects that it just works. This side just automatically matches up to the flap where it needs to seal. All right, so you fold that over, seal it. Now that narrow tab with the little wedges that we made is now sealing this. And this is the back of the treat box, just like we wanted. And this is the flap that's left. Okay, we have got it. Easy, easy. All right, on the bottom, we're going to put the two side tabs down and then glue the back one and the front one. So I think what I'll do is just add my liquid glue here and here. Give it a moment to catch. And then I'm going to add a little bit here. Even though there's some here that's going to grab it, I want some on the end. And fold that down. Now, this is made to hold something that is pretty lightweight, but if you want to put something that's a little bit heavier in it, I just recommend that you put a piece of cardstock down in the bottom. You could simply measure this space, cut your cardstock to fit, and then drop it down in the bottom, and that would give you a little bit firmer bottom that the holder, the container could hold something of a little bit more weight. All right, I'm going to take my bone folder and just press down there, making sure all those gluey areas connect with the paper. All right, this is easy now. Just going to take the container, take your index fingers, and you're just going to push them on the sides. And as you do that, bring the front to the back. All right, so you're just bringing it closed like so, and give it a little pinch. You don't need to come way down into the side seam here. You're just going to pinch it there a little bit at the top. And then this, you can see, folds over. Now in this instance, these little guys end up upside down, but the belly band is going to go here, so it didn't bother me at all. I liked that all of these are right side up. All right, so that's the basics of our treat container. Now it's just about decorating. All right. What I did ahead of time is I took 2 circles from Stylish Shapes and I cut a red glimmer paper and a white cardstock. I'll stamp on the white circle, and this is Balmy Blue, and I think actually I wanted Pool Party, so let me switch. There's a little bit of Pool Party in this paper, so that's what I wanted. Clean that stamp and try again with Pool Party. All right, this is going to go right in the center of my little white circle. These stamps are from Reindeer Fun, which also has coordinating dies. It can be purchased as a bundle currently. And you will be seeing some other videos of projects using this. Today at Stamp Club, we're doing a couple of projects with elements from this bundle. And so there will be videos of those projects. All right, I've got Garden Green and more stamps from that same set. These little holly leaves are adorable. So let's put one at the top and one at the bottom. And then I've got red ink. The red in this paper is real red. And there's some tiny little berries that go just perfectly with your little holly leaves. You don't even have to really line anything up. If you just aim for kind of the scoop where all the little leaves are, and then drop your berries in there. It looks great. You don't have to be too worried about it actually lining up with something. There's like a speck on here that's bothering me. I don't think it's glue. Okay, well, we are not going to back up just because of that one little speck. Maybe it was on the cardstock before I began. All right, let's attach that to our red piece, and we're going to need something that is stronger than liquid glue because of the texture of the glimmer paper. We need this to stick better. So what I recommend is tear and tape, and my tear and tape is also set up for class. So I'm going to reach for my Stampin' Seal because it's right here. And we'll see if this will hold it. Stampin' Seal Plus would definitely hold it. All right, this gets centered onto that beautiful shimmery glimmer paper. I'm going to give that a really good press on the back side. And now all we have to do is our belly band. So to do the belly band, I would like it to come together at the bottom. That's where the seam is going to be. So in this case, then I'm going to hold the container in its appropriate direction. I'm going to hold the belly band strip right down here at the bottom. And you probably want to know how long this is, don't you? I think this is 12 inches. Yes. So my belly band is 12 by 1 1/4. All right, so I'm just going to hold it down here at the bottom, and then I'm going to bend it and make a crease. As I'm holding that, I'm bringing it up to the top and crease. Roll it over to the back, same thing, bend the paper down and crease it on the edge of the box. And then you can see I've got some excess. So if you didn't even have 12 inches, you would still be okay. I would say that you could probably start with probably 10.5 inches would be enough. I'm just gonna trim this. And the 12-inch was easy to remember and start with. So I'm just gonna cut that, and then we're gonna seal our belly band. Ideally, you want a belly band that is snug when it's wrapped around, because you don't want it sloppy. It'll just fall off. But you also don't want it so tight that you can't get it on and off. So it is a little bit of a feeling thing. You need to make a belly band or two on a card or a project. Okay, now what I'm going to do is slide this off so that I can really press down on that glued area. All right, so it should be a little difficult to put on the first time or two, but it'll go. See, there we go. That is the ideal of how snug, because you do want it to be tight and not fall off. All right, tight, but not too tight. All right, we've got our little accent piece, and we're gonna just attach that right here. I will go ahead with my Stampin' Seal again. Line that up and press. I think I'll do the same thing. Slide this off. Now I can really press that on there. Now at this point I stopped, although some of you might want to add some more embellishments. That's totally acceptable. You could add some embellishments here or on the little container itself, but it really is a simple and adorable little container. You can see the rounded edges there. If you had not done the corner rounder, those would just be pointy square edges, and that's fine too. Let me bring a couple of those back in. Here's the one with the red glimmer paper. Here is one with the green. There are two greens that come in the pack of the holiday. I think it's called Festive Glimmer Paper. Real red, granny apple green, and garden green. And I don't have a piece of the garden green here to show you. There was this one, which is just a little bit more natural. the one with the die cut trees, and of course our season of green and gold. So that is my project for today. This was a project that we made at a class, and the other project that we made at that class is the pop-up gift holder, and there is a video for that. If you have not seen it, you can follow the link that I'll put right here in the corner and go and check out that holiday project as well. Thank you so much for watching. Happy stamping!